Manpreet. I make book related videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, and today I'm bringing you a book review of a non-fiction, a book that discusses Hindu gods and goddesses. So if you're a person who is interested in Hindu mythology and in the actual things that happen, not a mythological fiction sort of stuff, then you may want to watch this video, okay? But before that, please make sure you subscribe to me, follow me on my social media and hit that bell button so that you get notified every time I post a new video. I read fiction, non-fiction, I talk a lot about books. Please subscribe. And the book that I'm talking about is Tatva, Soul and Karma by Tanuj Lalchandani. I'm working with the author of this book to review this one. By the way, before I begin, I have a reading vlog and a wrap-up video discussing this book, just in case you want to know more about the book, okay? Basically, Tanuj Lalchandani is a Delhi-based astrologer who is really interested in his craft. This, I believe, is his second book after Treasure Trove of Zodiacs, which is his first book. I happened to read this one. This is basically an illustrated edition of the stories of Hindu gods and goddesses, how they came to exist and why they are worshipped for, what they are worshipped for. And also it discusses about the planets that these Hindu gods and goddesses rule and what these planets can do to you, what are the positive impacts, what are the negative impacts, and how you can actually make these planets work in your favor. That is what this whole book is about. It's beautifully illustrated. Let me just begin with showing you some illustrations. The most beautiful illustration is the first one, because Lord Ganesha is the Lord who marks happy beginnings. So then we begin with discussing about the Trinity, Lord Vishnu. Basically, the whole book is full of illustrations, okay? I wouldn't it's really like a big book, so it's hard to hold when it comes to showing you the illustrations. But it's just like now when it comes to Lord Vishnu, what it discusses is all the avatars of Lord Vishnu and then the ruling planet of Lord Vishnu, and then next god, Lord Shiv, Lord Brahma. Then it talks about different goddesses, Goddess Durga, Goddess Saraswati, Hanumanji, and everybody. So this book is basically a discussion on all of these gods and goddesses, okay? Now let me tell you one thing about me. I do not like the books that sell me religion. Not at all. So when I was offered the chance to read this book, I was like, you know, if it's a religious book, that's what I always mean when I say I do not like religious and spiritual books, because I do not like those books which sell me that stuff, okay? I love The Power by Rhonda Byrne, which is a spiritual novel sort of, but it doesn't sell you in a way you do not like, okay? And I also loved this book because it doesn't sell you religion, okay? It just talks about Hindu gods and goddesses. It's full of information about them, which is just so beautiful. Like every piece of sentence is discussing a piece of information about these gods and goddesses, and it was just amazing to read this because I knew a lot about Hindu mythology, okay? I know a lot about Hindu mythology, but I did not know about all the stories. And sometimes it's also like you get to recall the stories that you heard from your grandparents a couple of years back, and it always excites me. So I really liked reading this book. I believe the people who are interested in Hindu mythology, they would love to read this book. They would love to have this resource of information compiled together, talking about how these gods and goddesses came into existence, what do they like, what are their dislikes, what are their stories, and what are their different sorts of avatars, what kind of impact they have on you, and how you can pray to them, and also how they rule different planets and how these planets impact you in a positive or a negative manner, and how you can have these planets work in your favor. It also has some sections about yoga, which is something which a lot of people are interested in. Especially, I believe this book would be something that a lot of my international audience would like to read. It also talks about importance of matching horoscopes, karma, and all of this stuff, and even the herbs, the importance of nature in astrology and Hinduism. So basically this is a book on Hinduism and astrology, okay? It combines both of those things, and I love this book so much. Because of that, I would not like to elongate the review. I basically wanted to tell you about this book, and I really enjoyed reading it. I believe it's something that you would like to read, which I have already told, or also something you would like to gift somebody. Like if you have grandparents who like Hindu mythology, who pray to these gods and goddesses, then they would love this book. I'm a bit sad because my mom asked me if this book is in Hindi, and there's always a struggle. Hindi books, people want them in English. English books, people want them in Hindi, but I promised my mom that I will just recite the whole book to her because it's just beautiful. I think she's gonna love it. It would be a very nice like mother-daughter time. So that is one intended use of this book, and I would love to keep it on my bookshelf and go through it over and over again because I just found it very informative and very good. And yes, that's what I feel about this book. If you are into these sort of books, just check it out. I'll link it down below in the description. So yeah, that's it for this short review video. If you liked it, please make sure you hit a thumbs up. Comment down below if you are interested in a book like this, or if you want me to read and talk about more books similar to this. Just comment down below right now and share this video with your friends if you think they would be interested in a book like this. And yes, that's it for today's video. Please make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. This might be signing off. I'll be back with another video very soon.